you don't plan outside purpose. So you can't plan out, because what are you planning? What are you going to achieve? Because a purpose gives you a direction, a clear mandate, a clear destiny, and you are able to set goals to achieve those.
Okay.
We are told who we are, and then we receive who we are told we are. So identity, it's a root of who you are. If you don't know who you are, basically, it might be difficult to discover a purpose. It might be difficult to know your intellectual capacities. It might be difficult to discover your talents and your gifts. Because as you grow, your passions grow. You begin to identify new things about you.
Yes.
I started as a preacher, literally as a preacher. But in the long run, after a year or so, I discovered that I can encourage, I can do motivation. If you don't accept who you are, you can't love yourself. So self-love is very critical.
Yes.
Because when you love yourself, you don't wait for somebody to come and, you don't even expect much from anyone. Package yourself. That's what we call now branding. Brand yourself.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of this language. Most of us, we're afraid of this language. Brand yourself, package yourself. It's good. Every person we see as celebrity, they have branded themselves.
Shafere, who's it? Welcome to Prima Studio. You're still chilling with the dopest kid that matters in the world season. The guy who always got good stuff. And swims and blinds and swim. I always got good news buffet too. On today's show, we are joined by a very prominent, excellent, the dopest, a great person amongst us. I can say in every episode that we bring, man, we always ensure that we bring special people. And as I said when I started this podcast, that we are all about education and sharing life, important things, lessons and all that. So we're going to get to learn a few about him, his journey, where he comes from. But for now, please click the like, subscribe and follow. Make sure that you take us out there, you share and make the people know that the primes are here. So yes, let's get on to it. Dumela, Pastor Mampa.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm nice. You good?
I'm very good.
Welcome to Primers.
Thank you so much for the invitation as well.
Amen.
I appreciate it very, very much.
How's this year going for you? First things first, before we go far.
So far, it's doing better.
Yes.
Doing better. Usually, I focus most of my attention on the first quarter of the year or the first half of the year. Pursue most of my projects and try to achieve as many as I can. So by the end of winter, at least I've achieved much that I can do.
That's nice.
Yeah. So because most of us, we forget our New Year resolutions so early. By the end of the year, we end up achieving nothing eventually. So the first quarter of the year towards the second quarter of the year, I put most of my efforts and my energy and my focus on the goals I've set for that year. So far, I haven't missed any target yet. I'm still on the road.
Nice.
More of those.
Sure. So in each and every year, you focus on the first quarter on your New Year resolutions. You mentioned that you don't want to forget your New Year resolution. Why do you think people quickly forget their New Year resolution? Why is it that way?
Basically, it comes down to the lack of purpose. If you live year by year, year to year without purpose, first, you'll have plans at the beginning of every year and not be able to fulfill or achieve them, because purpose is what gives you a plan to achieve that purpose. In a purpose, there is a plan. Plans are birthed by purpose. So you don't plan outside purpose. So you can't plan out, because what are you planning? What are you going to achieve? Because a purpose gives you a direction, a clear mandate, a clear destiny, and you are able to set goals to achieve those plans.
A purpose gives birth to a plan.
Yes.
Did you hear that? I told you to read your notes. I told you. Don't say I didn't tell you, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you. So already we have already started, and before we get to go far, we know you as a motivational speaker and as a pastor. Others they know you as an entrepreneur. But if you had to like introduce yourself, how would you say Muruti Mampa Gamang, or your name's in full and what you do?
Yeah, basically, I would just say my name is in full. I would just say I don't even prefer to call myself a pastor or an apostle or a prophet, whatever, all those big titles.
Yes.
I just prefer my name, Khutso Mampa, simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Born in a village called Toseng in Hampahlele, Lepelle Nkumpi in Limpopo.
In Pope.
Yeah, next to Lebuachum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our nearest kind of like a suburb is Lebuachum.
Mm.
So we are under the Hampahlele villages.
Mm.
So there's a village called Toseng. So that's where I am from.
My first time hearing about that.
Yeah. Most of people they don't know. It's it's a village.
It's a village.
Like guys in Toseng, they don't know Mononono. So if I go to my back to my village, said I'm working in Mononono,
They don't know.
They will say, where's that? So as much as you don't know where I come from, even where I come from, but they don't know where I am now. So I'm quite two different worlds where they don't know each other.
Yo. They normally say world is a small place, but
Yeah.
at the same time it's big.
Yes.
Because there are people from the other side in the
Yes.
same country, the same province,
Yes, exactly.
who don't even know about this place.
Yes.
And we don't know about other places. That's it, but it's far. How did you discover no, like from Limpopo deep there to like here? How did you end up coming this side?
It's quite a long story, but I'll shorten it. Back in 2005, if not 4,
Yes.
I can put it a clear record on it.
Yes.
There was a youth camp. I was invited by my friend and a close brother from Swaziland, but he's originally from Mapaputle. So we met in Pretoria while we were in tertiary. I was in University of Vista. So we met this. He used to come to our school to come and preach there and minister. So we kind of connected there. Then since he was from this side, you know how the GP is where we basically everyone meets
Everyone
there.
wants
So
to go there,
we
yes.
met there. So I said, man, I'm having used to have what you call youth movements, youth camps. So you'll often have them around Northwest. So he invited us with one of my friends, also from Eastern Cape, Sebuya Lamkwebo. We came here. And then before that camp, there was a crusade at Morotoba's place.
Yeah.
So he's a friend to Patience Morotoba. So we came for a crusade. I preached here for almost 3 or 4 days. So the rest of the team came. They sent me first, then the rest of the team came because some of them were working by then. Some of them they were having some other commitments. So I came. Then since then, after the crusade, we went back to Pretoria, all of us. But kind of like my heart remained here and away. I discovered in 2007 that I think my heart remained in Mononono. Based on their calling and based on the intuitions of the Lord and also my wife said, man, you're always saying there's a place Mononono, you must go. By then she was going to visit my sister in Venda. My sister was working in Venda. So she called me and said, man, you're always saying there's a place called Mononono. I'm having this impression that we must go there. Let's just go and see and pray. And he tried to hear what's happening there. Then we came, my friend drove us in Kweba. Sebula drove us. We came here with another friend called Banda Luxembourg. Is from Zambia, but he went back home to Zambia. So we came here, 4 of us. Then what? 2009. Yeah, we just drove around. It was before this tar road which we see here.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of like they were shocked. They were shocked to see this kind of a village exists. They said, this is a place, guys. God called me to come and do something. So we arrived, we drove around, and to cut the long story short, that's why I'm here.
Okay, I see. So according to how you can put it, in the Bible context, they say I was led by the Spirit of the Lord.
Yes.
I understand. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Based on
makes
my
sense.
calling, in a sense of I was called for Northwestern Limpopo. So not just only Mononono is part of Northwest.
Yes.
So just my arrival point here.
Yes. As I've mentioned before when I started the episode, that you quite do a whole lot of things, but we're not gonna focus on a whole lot of things because
Exactly.
we may need 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes to tell your
Yes.
story.
Yes.
I was working at Taylor Secondary, which is our local school.
Local high
Big
school,
shout out
yeah.
to Taylor. Yes, this
Yes.
is where I went to school and all that. And there was this time you were teaching the learners about the importance of identity.
Yes.
Right. So having to learn from that message, I grabbed it, and it's one of the messages that I ran with, and I still have it. But I realized that it's an important message that quite a lot of people they need to know. Right. So you've already mentioned purpose. That purpose leads you to make plans so that you can be able
Yes.
to do something about your life.
Yeah.
So when we talk about identity, first things first, if you can just break it down in simple terms, how do you define identity, and why do you think it's important for a young person or any other person to have an identity?
Yeah,
To know the identity,
identity, my brother, is so critical because it's a center of your purpose. It's a center of your destiny.
Mhm.
It's a center of your I would say your calling or your gifts.
Mhm.
It's a center of your potentials,
Mm.
your intellectual capacities. So identity it's a root
Mm.
of who you are. If you don't know who you are, basically,
Mm.
it might be difficult to discover your purpose. It might be difficult to know your intellectual capacities. It might be difficult to discover your talents and your gifts
Mm.
and all the skills
Mm.
you are vested with.
Mm.
So the challenge with a lot of us is that we are raised in a way that we are not raised to identify to identify ourselves, to discover ourselves. Basically,
Okay.
we are told who we are, and then we receive who we are told we are.
Mm.
For an example, most of us, they will tell you you're from a poor family, you are nothing,
Mm.
you can't understand mathematics,
Mm.
you can understand whatever the subject they're teaching you at school. Then you begin to identify yourself, associate yourself with that which has been given, identified with
Mm.
concerning your life.
Mm.
So the problem is when we do the matters of identity, we're dealing with the core of the person, who you are really.
Yes.
Because you can't we can't the reason why somebody discovers that he's a soccer star before he become a soccer star is because he has discovered himself.
Mm.
He has discovered his identity.
Mm.
Yes, and then that's the reason why he was able to discover the gift,
Yes.
the soccer gift, the playing gift, the
Mhm.
music gift, or the mathematical gift, whatever the gift that you have identified.
Mm.
So identity, basically, I want to take it in two dimensions or in two phases,
Mm.
from the psychological point of view
Mhm.
and also from the spiritual point of view.
Okay.
So, and I'll combine them and tell you why am I using both perspectives, because I understand not everyone who's gonna be watching here or who's watching is a spiritual person,
Yes.
and not everyone is a psychological person.
True.
So we are trying to approach it from different perspectives.
Okay.
So when we deal with identity, we're dealing with who you are, basically.
Yes.
Let me start first with the spiritual part.
Mhm.
When you basically go to the book of Genesis, the book of beginnings, chapter 1, verse 26, when God
Mhm.
said, let us make man in our image
Mhm.
and according to our likeness.
Mm.
That image and likeness is identity.
Yes.
So it's the identity of a man.
Mm.
So whenever a man relates to himself, he must relate with God on that dimension, on that level, on that knowledge.
Okay.
So because if like whatever we have on this table,
Mhm.
it has identity, it has purpose, it has a functionality, it has, I cannot use this to call this
make
device
calls,
to make
yes.
a call. Somebody can use it somehow maybe, but personally I don't know how to use it. But I can use this cell phone to WhatsApps and all those things.
Yes.
So each and everything this microphone can do certain things which the cell phone cannot do.
Yes.
So it's an issue of identity. If I'm able to identify what is this,
Mhm.
and then I'll be able to identify the purpose of
Okay.
this,
Yes.
and I'll be able to use it relevantly,
Yes. Accordingly.
accordingly.
Yes.
So if I don't know what is this,
Uh-huh.
I'll just look at it and maybe start. If I'm a child, I start play with it. I won't even use it. I'll just see it and throw it away because I don't see. But you are a podcaster. When you see this, you are seeing a very great material, a very great
I see
resource.
tools. I see important
You see
things.
something
Yes.
which you can use to change lives with it.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Identity is very critical when it comes to us as people. From the spiritual point of view, we need to identify ourselves the way God identifies us first.
Yes.
And psychologically, how we've been raised up, how we've been. That's why I believe in family.
Yes.
People have been raised in good families where parents are able to identify the gifts and the talents of their kids and be able to shape them as young as they are and begin to help them to identify themselves. So you are an accountant, you are a businessman, you have these skills, you have this potential, you are a social worker because of the way you associate with people, begin to shape them. Even if they won't tell them, because sometimes they might be confused, but let them grow and begin to shape them and encourage them towards whatever they're able to see as parents. So identity is very, very, very much critical.
Yeah, nice.
Every person on the face of the earth.
That's mind blowing. That's mind blowing. And I believe it took you years for you to understand and discover everything that you just said about identity. I believe it must have taken you a while because you had to study some of the books, you had to go through Revelations and all that, which is something that amazing. One of the co-hosts I used to, when we started this podcast, he would say it can take 5 years for someone to write a book, but you buying that book and reading it, you can accumulate the knowledge that took someone 5 years to have in just a week or a month period, which is a powerful statement. So we're still on the issue of identity, right? Which is an important thing, as you already highlighted. Now let's say you have discovered your identity. How now do you maintain it and ensure that this one stays? Because we are living in times whereby things change, season comes and all that. How do you maintain the image? As you give an example that God would say, let's make man in our image. How do you maintain this image? Like, how do you maintain your original identity?
Yeah, in a sense of there's an article that I wrote.
Yes.
Which I haven't published yet.
Yes.
There's a latter part where I'm saying maintaining and transferring your identity. Your identity. Not necessarily identity per se, but your gifts and your talents.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm coming to issue of maintenance. When you check, I'm just giving an example with big soccer clubs.
Yes.
The owners of those big soccer clubs, I don't want to mention the names there. The owners or the directors or the guys who are owning those companies, those big soccer clubs, they were first soccer players, most of them. Or few of them were soccer players.
It's like that.
So they end up developing and growing up and financially becoming strong, and they end up buying a soccer club or establishing their own. So that's how they're transferring the skill they have into the next generation and generations. That's how you maintain your vibe. That's how you maintain your passion. That's how you maintain your gifts and your talents. A lot of talents and gifts, when people are so like high talents and being celebrities and everything, they end up collapsing and we end up seeing them no more because of they don't know how to impart that which they have to the next generation and also transfer knowledge and skill to the next generation. That's the biggest loophole in our African cultures, basically. So
yes.
So coming back to your question, how do you maintain? I can say you can't maintain if you don't know.
Okay.
You can only maintain if you know it.
Yes.
Yeah. First thing first, we have dealt with it. How do you discover?
Yes.
Secondly, how do you maintain it? You maintain it by working on it. First thing first, you need to work out on your identity. For example, if I know that I'm a speaker, I've identified that I'm a speaker, then I must start working on the gift and the talent and the identity of being a speaker, public speaker or a coach or a motivational speaker or a pastor or a preacher, whatever.
Yes.
However I speak. So if I don't work out on it, a gift, identity and gifts and talents are like a river. Yes. If a river does not flow, it has these green things that we call it whatever.
Fungi.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Balele in our languages. So if your gift does not, it's like an anointing. If you don't work on the anointing that God has given you, you remain dormant. Even the gift remains dormant. Your abilities
like
remain
rust,
dormant.
So
so they don't flow. So you're not gonna see any success and progress
Oh,
in line with that.
hence a lot of people are frustrated,
Exactly.
depressed. It's simply because mostly they haven't really discovered, not all, but
Most.
they haven't discovered who they are.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to come to a point that there are people who they do a lot of things that are productive for them, but they don't feel satisfied. Would you say when you have identified yourself, everything that you do, which is aligned to your identity, it satisfies you, it gives you fulfillment?
True.
So if you try out something that doesn't satisfy you, it means you have to continue looking for other things because it's never too late to evolve and learn.
It's never late. It's never too late.
Yes.
Might be 60 years old, might be 70.
Yeah.
What if you're gonna live up to 110? So
Yes.
you understand? So
Yeah.
you still have time to pursue
Yeah.
a new career or a new whatever skill and be able to shape yourself and fulfill that which satisfies you.
Yes.
So you are right. There are a lot of guys who are pursuing careers and jobs and activities which are not fulfilling to them.
Mm.
I can blindly say this.
Mm.
If you're passionate about something, you can do it for quite a long time, even if you're not paid for that.
Yes.
You understand me? Like
Yes.
you're not paid for this podcast. No one is paying you. But because you're passionate about it, you don't you continue doing it week after week, day by day, month after month, year after year. Because of it, it's your passion, it's your gift. You have discovered your potentials and your gifts as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So as it grows with time, when you begin to see you on a bigger stage, you're not going to be surprised because what have you been doing? You used all the resources you have to sharpen the gift, to sharpen the skill, learn your mistakes and grow from those mistakes. Sometimes you'll fall, then you rise. So that's how you begin to sharpen it and begin to flow in it, and that's how you maintain it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't polish the gift you have,
Yeah.
it's not gonna shine. Everything you polish it,
Yeah.
it's gonna shine. So you need to remove the rust, remove the dust out of the identity, out of your gift, out of your talent, and begin to excel in it. When you excel in it, resources will come, sponsors will come, doors will open. Like kind of like you invited me here because you saw me preaching somewhere.
Yes.
If I could have not gone to preach there, this door could have not been open. So I've sharpened my gifts years back. So when you saw me, my gift were sharpened. Were so like double-edged sword. So you'll cut through bones. So since now you've invited me here, this door will open another door.
Amen.
Do you understand me? So if you don't work on your gift daily, on your talents daily, on your identity, because sometimes you might say, I'm this. But after some years you discover, maybe I need to add this. Because as you grow, your passions grow. You begin to identify new things about you.
Yes.
I started as a preacher, literally as a preacher. But in the long run, after a year or so, I discovered that I can encourage, I can do motivation. Currently, I discovered, but I think I can do coaching as well. So I'm busy training. I'm doing training on life coaching and transformational coaching. So I moved from just being a pastor to a motivational speaker. From motivational speaker, now I'm developing myself into a qualified and accredited life coach, marriage coach, and leadership coach. So you see now the gift is growing into it's the same thing. It's the same gift of a speaker. I identified myself as a speaker, but is revolving from one angle to another angle. From just being a preacher, from that you are in a platform where you speak to people, don't even mention the word of God, you don't even mention the Bible. You're speaking to business people, you're speaking to academics. They don't want your verses there. They just want how do you become a successful entrepreneur. You need to coach them. So now I'm a coach. I want to develop myself into a coach where now you can have a board of directors or CEOs where you're able to speak to them and show them how to become a productive CEO. So those kind of things. How do you become a productive father or a husband or a principal of a school, whatever, whoever will be coaching by then. So I don't just want to rush into being coach and everything without preparing myself. You see, now I'm sharpening that gift now of being a coach because I know I can talk, but I don't know how to coach. So I'm preparing myself to be a coach. Literally. So not just only be a preacher, not just a motivational speaker, but also a life coach.
Wow.
So that's how you maintain it and grow into this.
So basically it's working on the gifts more oftenly.
Exactly.
And yeah, because I was also listening to what you said. I was listening to Joshua Salman. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He was saying that one of the keys of maintaining what God has given you, or rather your identity or gift, what you possess, is also your character, how you, the way we tolankati, the way you develop yourself, how you handle yourself around the people and everything, things you do for yourself and all that, they matter. Your character is very important in terms of playing a key role in maintaining what God has given you.
It's absolutely.
It's a powerful thing you just said. You
It's
said you.
absolutely right.
I can't believe that we have reached the first half of the show with just one topic, and it's fascinating and exciting at the same time because when I saw you, because I remember actually I wanted to take a video, but I was like, nah, I'm not cleaning. I was on duty.
Yeah, you're on duty by then. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, because I knew this was gonna come to pass. I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, how can I invite him? Because this message is quite important. And I believe someone needs to know somewhere, somehow. Because I've discovered we are living in times where a lot of people are frustrated. I've met a lot of people. I'm a people's person. We sometimes we work with, we try to build teams with people who don't know their identity. They happen to be loving what we're doing, but it's not their thing. So when they get on set, they end up being confused. They don't know what to do, how to do things. Even if you can show them on YouTube that this is how we do it, they can watch a video like this and still be confused because that's not their thing. But you simply say to them, please go and approach that person, talk to him and tell him that we need him on the show. When they just got it, they just get the person like in 2 seconds time. While else some of them in the crew, it takes them like weeks for them to approach one person and bring them on the show. So that's when I realized that indeed we are living in times where we are confused. So when I saw you, I'd be like, how can I help as many people as I can to ensure that they understand who they are? That's when I thought about you and be like, let me invite you say you don't want us to call you pastor.
You can call me. You're free to do that.
Yes, I thought I should just invite you on the podcast.
Just say Mr. Mampa or Khutso is fine.
Yes. So we're gonna talk about quite a lot of things, right? We've already tackled the thingy. How many minutes do we have there? 27. Which means it's 2 minutes, right? I don't know if you'll be able to do this before we go for a net break in 2 minutes time to close this identity topic.
Can I close it with these few statements?
Yeah, because
that question.
Yeah, it's not a question per se. It's just like an advice you would give to someone who is struggling to identify their person. But you can close it the way.
Yeah, well, let me say this. I wanted to highlight these few points.
Yes.
How basically I discovered my identity base quickly. And it might come on your questions, but
okay.
First, check the things you are really passionate about.
Yes.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
The things you don't struggle to do.
Yes.
If you're able to cook naturally without anyone teaching you and everybody's licking their fingers after they eat your food, try to check if maybe that might be one of your gifts and your talents. If you're able to play soccer and everyone is able to get magneted to you and focus on you when you play that thing, that guitar or that keyboard, everybody just get wowed. Check if that's not connected. So I'm trying to help people to discover themselves here.
Yes.
Check things which are doing easy to come. Check things which you are passionate about. Check things which you can do without being taught. That like. If you are taught, you might be taught the basics, but you can excel even after that without everyone showing you how to excel. I just give an example with cooking.
Yes.
There's a cousin of mine just got the basics in cooking. That guy's a chef without even going to school for. He's not even a qualified chef, but that guy can cook things which chefs are cooking.
Yes.
So, but he's not. He didn't even go to chefs schools of chefs. So, but he can cook. I'm just giving an example. So. There are guys who can just do mathematics like crazy. Yeah, before even the teacher finishes that equation thing, this guy has just dropped the pen already. He's bored, in fact.
Yes.
He wants more challenging, mathematical problems. So maybe kind of like those are some of the hints which people can use to try to discover themselves. It's not difficult to discover who you are. Check your passions, check your the things you do easy. Check the things you can excel on without anyone teaching you. Those are some of the things which check the things which are attracting you. You know, like when people do, they easily attract you. Like if you watch, maybe like you are attracted easily by soccer, or you're attracted easily by music, or you are easily attracted by numbers, figures, charts, and all those things, or you're attracted by TV. When you see people broadcasting, you just get glued to the TV. People, they think you're watching TV. In fact, you are learning how to broadcast. You are learning presentation skills from the person who's presenting from that. You know, now we are checking we are seeing a drama, but you are checking moves on how to act, on how to do this kind of moves I'm just seeing people talking on TV, but you are seeing something else. So check all those, you know, simple, small things which can help you, you know, which you are easily attracted to. Maybe
Shafere Buffet to welcome from ad break. We are back Buffet to even shifted where we were sitting. There was too much sun Buffet to, as you know, I may be black, I may be dark, but I love my skin so much. And so of course our guest had to know that. So we have to ensure that we are in the coolest place because we are giving you already the heated dialogue. So already with this heat, we don't need more heat because we are bringing heat wherever you are. So I hope you got your notebooks and you are ready to learn more. So we're gonna continue on our topics. We've done with the identity thing. If there's anything you would like to ask, drop your questions on the comment section. Yeah, we're gonna see where it goes. But so far we are blessed to have our pastor here to teach us a lot about identity and other things, right? So one of the reasons why I also called you, I noticed there's a lot that is going on, right?
Yeah.
And we once touched this subject in one of the episodes that we shot. Before we go for it, if you would say you understand self-love,
yeah,
how would you just describe it in just few minutes? Like self-love, because a lot of people, they like it, but because we were talking about the thing, they didn't believe us. So maybe if you can come up from your perspective, the importance of self-love, what is self-love? And then I will take you to the question I want to ask you. If
Sure.
you can just, in a brief, what is self-love?
Briefly, self-love is self-acceptance.
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot love yourself if you don't accept yourself.
Yes.
And it's taking, you are narrowing it down back to your identity.
Yes.
So if you don't accept who you are, you can't love yourself. So self-love is very critical.
Yes.
Because when you love yourself, you don't wait for somebody to come and, you know, you don't even expect much from anyone, you know, because you love yourself, you appreciate yourself, you take care of yourself, you motivate yourself. So you don't wait people to motivate you. You don't wait for people to, even if people hate you, you don't get worried that much because you know that you have accepted who you are. You know, you accept yourself, you love yourself, the things you can do, the things you cannot do. You know that I cannot do this thing. Like me now, I know I can't run comrade marathon. I'm just giving an example.
Yes.
So I accepted that and I love that. So I can only speak, I can only encourage, I can only coach. I can just do a simple route work just for exercise purposes. But I can't do boxing. I can't do karate. You know, I've accepted myself and I love that. So what I do about myself, I enjoy. What I do, I love myself. So basically that's it. So it all comes down to who you are and accept who you are and love yourself the way you are. You don't have to allow people to impose things and ideas about you and identity. They start to think, maybe if you can do this, things can be better about your life. People said those things to me, you know, and I didn't accept those things, and I'm quite comfortable with who I am.
Yeah.
And I enjoy myself.
Yeah. Self-love.
Yeah, I love myself and I accepted myself.
Self-love is self-acceptance,
Very
guys. You gotta accept yourself for who you are.
Exactly.
How would you define accepting yourself as who you are? How would you differentiate that from holding yourself back? Because it's another thing to accept that I can't do this, but it almost sounds similar to limiting yourself. There are some things that you don't think you can do, but you can do. There are some things that you can accept that you can't do because you don't have them. How do you differentiate the two? Self-acceptance and limiting yourself. How do you tell that I'm limiting myself here? And how do you tell that I'm accepting that I can't do this? This is not me.
yeah, like I said, it all comes down to purpose and identity.
Yes.
Like I said, I know I can still do if I pursue really if I really put my hand on it, like being a scientist and all those things. And
Mm.
yeah, I'll do it, but I'll be sleeping in the classroom. I'll be, you know, because I'm not a scientist.
Okay.
I'm not in science and chemistry. And I tried that. And I
Mm.
get bored I get bored with those
Oh, basically, it's like
what
forcing
what.
yourself.
Yes, like I've been forcing myself, but when you put me around people who can speak and people who can coach, people who can motivate, I get alive
Mhm.
12 hours, 24 hours. I might not even sleep, you know, even just glued on those kind of miles that interests me.
Mm.
But if you put me in the field where I'm not interested, you know, I'm not even passionate about those things. I know I don't even have potentials to. Potential might be there, but it's not my top. You know, you have your
Yeah, your
own,
niche.
yeah, your niche. There's this other brother said, he said, don't measure on the minor,
Mm.
measure on the major things, the things you love, the things you know you are good at. Those are things you must measure on. Those are the things you must put your efforts and excel on. So that's you know it's unlike just you see now. Let me just give you example from being a preacher, motivational speaker. I discovered that
Coach.
I can coach.
Yes.
So limiting myself is when I say I will end up as a preacher, not grow as a motivational speaker, and not grow as a life coach.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Now
So
you make
now
it really clear.
I'm pushing boundaries on my gift.
Yes.
Just anything that has to do with speaking, coaching, and whether it's one-on-one coaching or it's a group coaching or it's a whatever the whatever the leadership coaching. But at the end of the day, it has to do with me being able to speak to people, change their lives, impart knowledge, impart wisdom, help them to grow and develop, shape them, all those things.
Okay. Before I forget this question, it's not the last of our interview, right? Because I want us
Sure.
to talk about something. I realized something about you. You are very positive, and I kind of like love your mindset. So we're gonna talk about positive mindset, right? But before we get there, to a younger person,
Yeah.
are there any books you can? We are not promoting any book or anything, just for the sake of their minds to stay alert. What books would you recommend for a younger person to read? Just few that you know that can change the way they think, that can help them to become better and do better themselves. Since you've read so many books, I believe,
Yeah. Yeah.
are there any few books you can recommend to them so that we can jump into the next topic for them to grow their
Yeah.
knowledge?
Yeah. I read the books on. I'll just go and check guys like locally for now.
Yes,
Go and check books written by. I'm not gonna mention the names, but
yes.
books written by Dr. David Malapo,
Dr. David Malabo.
and Dr. John Tibane.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dr. John
those are
Dibani.
two local
Writers.
authors, and
Authors,
I
yes,
really
yes, yeah.
read and I listened to their audios and I watched most of their videos, especially when it comes to identity and purpose. And then international, I can say go and Google anything around Dr. Miles Monroe. I read a lot on Dr.
Oh yeah,
Miles
yeah. I
Monroe.
started reading his books.
Yeah,
Nice,
very,
powerful
very
books.
powerful
Yes,
books.
yes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Dr. Miles Monroe. That one I can testify.
Yeah.
You heard, guys. You heard, guys. I believe the names will be written there, but you will hear. If you didn't hear, you repeat. And yeah,
And then also
that's the use of
lastly, go
technology.
for John Maxwell, Dr. John Maxwell.
John
I
Maxwell.
I read a few of his books. They're very,
Very good.
yeah. Then in a side of a business, I read Poor Dad Rich Dad by I forgot the author. What's the name of that guy? I just read it once. Just go and punch on Google Poor Dad Rich Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just an economic book. It's a business book. It's a finance book. So because I love reading around finance and why finances, why people are not how, the understanding behind finance and money and wealth and all those things.
Nice.
So I
Nice.
love
Nice.
learning about how to handle finances, how to handle money. When you receive money, how do you invest? I love learning about investments and all those things. So
Okay.
it's part of the things I
All
also
right.
do.
Haven't you read a book written by DJ's Boo?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah,
Not
you
yet.
should try his books also. He's very
I'll
good.
go and
He's one of
check.
the good authors that we have in this country, man. DJ's Boo, especially for younger people. I
Yeah,
think they
yeah,
should be looking out to him. He's one of the crude man that I respect,
yeah.
and
He's a great man. That man.
yeah, he's great. So now we're gonna talk about positive mindset, right? We are living in times of depressed people, and I said it from the go when we started the podcast because it's a reality.
Yes.
If they are not depressed, it's anxiety. If it's not anxiety, they just worry. They are not confident about themselves and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
How does one end up having a positive mindset like you? Let us start with just you. How does one become so positive? Because you and I are believers.
Yeah.
We read the word. Christians they know, but if you had to like put it in a most way that everyone would understand as you put it from the go, how does one reach a level of becoming positive about themselves?
It all comes to you said something there which I wanted to just quickly go over it.
Yes.
Not all believers are positive.
Mm-hmm.
I've discovered.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Just me
Okay.
and you are believers, but you might be positive, but not all. Speaking from pastor's perspective, not all people in the church are positive.
Okay.
In fact, you have more people in the church who are negative
Mm-hmm.
than people in the world.
Okay.
You understand me?
How do you say that?
Yeah, I'm saying this because based on the experience that I'm having as a pastor,
Mm.
I do more counseling in the church than outside.
Okay.
So, and the main question that comes, or the main concern is that, or the conclusion of all the counseling which I see, is that most of the church people are very negative, even negative towards prayer. I have to push them to pray.
Okay.
They don't read the word. They don't read books. You give them you recommend books like now. You recommend books at church. Can you read these books by Dr. Miles Monroe or by Dr. John Dibane? Even business guys. Can you read these books by this businessman like DJ is is a great business guy.
Yes.
You can recommend those books to them, but they won't read them because people. I'm trying to address issue of a mind now.
Yes.
At the same time, if you don't develop your mind in terms of reading, you remain. What keeps me motivated is that I read a lot of positive books, positive scriptures. I hang around positive people. I watch positive things because why? When I grew up, we know all of us that people are easily attracted by negative things.
Mm.
That one is it's known around us. A lot of people, it's easy to be attracted by negative things than positive things. We're easily attracted to gossip
Mm-hmm.
than just a good positive story. A good positive story is not easy to trend on social media.
Mm.
But a negative, if something negative can happen now, even while we're still broadcasting here,
Yes.
if something can happen now, within an hour, it will be burning like fire on Facebook, or Twitter, Instagram. By the time we finish here, it's well known. But a good story doesn't trend very, 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 very fast.
Mm.
Why? Because people are easily attracted to negative things. So how do I keep a positive mind? I read a lot of positive books. I hang around positive people. If I'm around negative people, I try by all means to influence them positively. At least that does not mean I don't hang around negative people. But if I find myself around negative people,
Mm.
I try to, because already my mind is programmed. I've set my mind to be positive. So if you try to discourage me, try to put negative thoughts in me, I have an antivirus in me which will repel and reject all those things because I told myself there's nothing that must enter me, that must come into my mind through my ears or through my eyes that can disturb me in terms of being positive.
Nice.
So I've built that stamina in me. It's easy for me to reject negative things because I've trained my mind to reject any
Thing that is
negative report, any
Yes.
negative thought, or any negative desire,
Yes.
or any negative opinion, even negative opinions about other people. So I don't just easily believe because I discovered a lot of things about people. You can believe something negative about that person, but when you meet that person, try to understand the story behind whatever that people are saying, you'll discover the truth,
Mm-hmm.
the deep truth about what happened. So we end up people portraying anything negative about you, but when you come to and learn to understand who you are, you discover what is written about you is totally opposite of who you are. So
Mm.
that's why I don't easily digest negative things. In me, I try by all means not to digest anything negative. Only positive things must enter my eyes and my ears. Those are
Mm.
two ways to keep a positive mind. You protect your eyes, you protect your ears.
Yes. Oh, so principle basically.
Yeah. Two
Nice,
gates
nice, nice, nice,
to
nice,
enter your
nice.
mind.
Nice, nice, nice. You hear the ears and the eyes. Hey, primes. I told you. Yeah. So according to you, um, how important it has to be for one to have a positive mind? Like how important is it for one to have a positive mind?
It's very, very important and very critical, in fact,
Mm.
to achieve all your goals, to achieve your destiny and your purpose, your expectations. If you're a learner at school, to achieve distinctions and pass, you need a positive mindset.
Mm.
If you're not positive, you can't study.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not positive with that mathematics, that LO, whatever the subject you're doing, if you're not positive, you can't study.
Mm.
What makes you to wake up is that positive. I want to succeed. I want to pass with distinctions.
Mm.
I want to succeed. I want to pass my matric, my grade 12. I want to go to university. You know. And another thing which we understand when it comes to positivity, positive mindset, or a positive life, is that not in fact most of us were waiting for people to come and motivate us.
Mm.
We're supposed to be self-motivated people.
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
understand
yes,
me?
yes.
You tell yourself, I'm going to pass. This year,
Mm.
I need to read my books. And you check the requirements of you passing. It means I must read my books. I must practice that mathematics. I must, I
Mm.
must, I must bother my teachers. If I don't understand this thing, I will during break I'll eat fast and make sure I have that 5 minutes to and ask my teacher, this is my teacher's equation. I don't understand it. How can you help me to
Mm.
understand this loan division thing? How does it work?
Mm.
Until you understand it. Because it's part of that which you want to do. So
Wow.
positive mindset, it's not, you don't only end up being positive, having a positive mindset. Have a positive attitude,
Mm.
have a positive character, have a
Mm.
positive, you know, heart where you bother people to help you to succeed in life. If you don't know, go to those who know. Like have teachers around you. I always say, if you don't know how to become a millionaire, and you
Mm.
want to be a millionaire,
Mm.
go and get a millionaire who will show you how to become a millionaire.
Mm.
Don't try to fail and do this and you end up failing and failing and failing. Just go, just get a millionaire around you. If there are millionaires around your village or around your region, ask for an appointment, 10 minutes appointment, when present your request, say you are a millionaire, yes. Can you, simple request, can you teach me how to become a millionaire?
Mm.
Don't tell them I don't know. I want to become a millionaire, but I don't know. I want to become a soccer star, but I don't know. I want to become a broadcaster, but I don't know. I want to become an actor, but I don't know.
Mm.
So if you don't know, ask those who know. And
Mm.
and you'll be surprised. A lot of people are prepared to help.
Mm.
A lot of serious celebrities, it's just that we don't approach, we treat them as celebrities. We don't treat
Mm.
them as people who can help us. So there are guys personally I've approached. Some they were not prepared to help, but I found two or three who were able to prepare to help, whether through Zoom. I talk to them. Sometimes I go to online meetings with them. They said, read these books. They will give me assignments.
Mm.
You want to be a coach? Yes. Do this, do this. And when I do those things, I grow and I develop into that which I want to do. So positive mindset is a key for you to achieve your dreams and your visions.
Ah, did you hear that? Ah, so can you just take us through in your journey, right? Just
Yeah.
give us one example where you had to keep a positive mindset and you ended up overcoming something. Like in your life journey, which challenging season or situation came to you that you kept your mind positive up until you overcame? How was it? What was happening? Can you just take us through that thing in just a short space
Yeah.
of time and all that?
Speaking from my youthful age,
Yes.
there was a time where I think it's about 23, 24, somewhere around there,
Yes.
when I started doing this preaching thing, you know,
Mm.
going to youth camps and invited everywhere to go and speak.
Mm.
There were a group of friends of mine who were, some were from outside the church, some were from within the church.
Mm.
So they will say, speak negative things about me and talk, negative things about me and disgrace me and think he's a pastor. You think he's gonna make it. Still young, you should be enjoying life. You should be going around and doing all those things people are doing, young people are doing. I don't want to mention them here.
Yeah.
You could be drinking and joining around and having got friends around and all those things. You should be doing these things and enjoying life. But because I understood purpose, I understood destiny, I knew my gifts, I knew for where I'm going is far. I need to prepare myself for the journey which I'm going to travel on. Because I need to be a speaker. You're not just gonna stand up and speak. You need to prepare yourself. You need to read books. You need to have mentors and coaches around, people who can help you. So, and that was the time when I was busy preparing my mind was being prepared as a positive person. That's why I learned, about purpose. That's why I learned about gifts, talents. I learned about many things. While my generation was busy playing, all those things. So I was busy preparing myself for this kind of a podcast, for other previous meetings I've been through. So, answering your question, because of those negative things that have been coming, and how did I overcome all those things? By just not entertaining them. That's the first thing. Don't entertain any negative thing or any form of discouragement that is coming against you. Don't entertain anything you hear people saying about you. Even here in the very same village, even at my village, people have been speaking about me and whatever. So I don't entertain anything. They will come. People will come and say, "Did you hear people saying 1, 2, 3, 4?" But man, those things are low. So I've trained my mind and my heart not to entertain any negative words or any negative thought or any negative saying about me, because I know who I am. You can say whatever I want to say, but I know who I am and I know where I'm going. I focus on my goals. I focus on my destiny.
Yes.
I focus on my purpose.
Wow. Don't entertain negative things, guys. I said I called this great man to teach us, for us to learn, right? With me, I'm going to play this over and over again. I don't know about you. But yeah, make sure that you save this video whenever you come across it. This is for you. Like I said, I created this podcast for learning and educational purposes, right? I want us to have rich mindset. I want us to be better. I want us to build. I want us to be greater generation than the previous ones. They fought for us to have freedom. They believed that we were going to take this baton and build estates and build bigger things. But now we have turned this whole thing they fought for into something, so I want us to change that mindset. The little that I will help, God knows how many will benefit from this podcast, but I hope and believe you are one of those, and this is going to help you and change you. So I noticed that our time is gone, and I want to close, right? So I just want you to take this time and talk to a young person, right? Let's say with the knowledge you have, if you had to talk to yourself or to someone younger, let's say 25 years ago, with the knowledge you have, what would you say to yourself? How would you advise a younger person in this time that we are living on with the knowledge you have? What would you say to a younger person? How would you advise them?
Yeah. My advice,
Yes.
make sure that first you choose the right career in your life. For me, career choice is very, very important.
Yes.
Yeah. And according to me, your career choice must be linked to your purpose, to your gifts and your talents and your identity.
Yes.
If you know that you are able to do other things, there are subjects which you just understand. Without a teacher, you explain a lot of things. You just read them. It is, prepare. And also another thing, prepare for success while you are still young.
Yes.
Don't wait to prepare for success when you are, at a certain age. I don't want to offend other people, but in case you've made a mistake, it's fine. You can prepare success at any time, but try to prepare your success, especially financially, as young as you are.
Yes.
Use the gifts and the talents and the potentials you have to package them in a way that you can build a product which you can sell. Let me just give you an example. If I could have known this 20 years back,
yes,
when I could have developed products, maybe books. I could have written books, recorded audios.
Yes.
Do things which I can now make available for podcast so that people can listen to what I've been saying by then. But though I mean, I have not have recorded whatever I've been preaching and mentoring and doing coaching back then. But now, since now they were living the age of technology, the era of technology, I can still do all those recordings. So that I'm saying, you know, package yourself. There's what we call now branding. Brand yourself.
Yes.
Don't be afraid of this language. Most of us, we're afraid of this language. Brand yourself, package yourself. It's good. Every person we see as celebrity, they've branded themselves, they've packaged themselves. There's a skill there's just one thing they're doing, whether it's jokes, whether it's some form of entertainment, whether it's just cooking, whatever, whether it's dancing, is good in dancing moves. We love watching them on TikTok or Facebook. There's just one thing. When we search you on social media, we're going to see whether it's jokes. Like I'm just giving an example with Noko Mashaba. The moment you type Noko Mashaba, obviously we know that we are going to laugh.
Yeah.
We are going for jokes.
He has branded himself. Yes.
Yeah, he's packaged himself, branded himself.
Wow.
And make cartoons of that. Though we don't know the guy, but the moment you say Noko Mashaba, you know cartoons.
You know the character.
Funny cartoons.
Yes.
But you've never seen the guy like face to face, or even maybe on social media, him like literally the face. So I'm just giving an example. Look at that. So a lot of young people, I would encourage them. Find that gift, find that talent, sharpen it, excel in it, package it, put price on it.
Yeah.
Then sell it.
That one is important. Put the price. Put the price.
Put
the price.
Yeah.
Yes. We put in the price. I was telling my sister when I was coming here for this shoot, and I said to her, I'm still in a growing stage. I'm still in a growing phase. I'm still in a building phase. I'm building more than a podcast.
Yourself.
Yeah, I told her this is not the only thing I'm building. If you see me just doing podcasts, don't think it's the only thing I'm working on.
Yeah.
I got a couple of things that I'm working on, that I'm building. And hopefully one day people, they're going to see that, because there's quite a lot of things that I do. There's videography, there's photography, there's this, there's that, there's podcasting, marketing. There's a lot that I do. And I even started reading, because I wasn't reading in a while. I went back to the desk. Now I'm reading. My head is on the desk now. I'm reading. Even if I'm not into school, guys, I read too.
You have to.
Because I have to sharpen my thing. What's this? What's the you see why it's important?
Your talents,
yeah, my gift, my thing, but the vocabulary, yeah, because I'm about to interview international people.
Yes.
So I'm preparing myself, because I'm gonna be having someone from UK, United States, and they won't be able to hear my Spaza English if I don't polish it now. Exactly. So I'm polishing it, because I know soon I'm gonna be having someone from Kenya, people from all over the world. So when I be conversating with them, talking to them, I have to be ready, and I have to be communicating with them audibly. So I'm preparing myself. So I told my sister that I'm building a brand here. Don't look at the podcast as a podcast. There's a lot that happens behind it, and there's a lot that is still gonna come. So thank you for your words. We bless God for a wonderful time. Our podcast episode is gonna end here. It was nice having you.
Thank you so much.
Big thank you. Thank you so much. And it's been a while. Could have shot this like many days ago. But I bless God that this day managed to happen, because I believe that you are going to be someone who's going to give a young person something. Exactly. And I believe this episode is going to take 10, 15, 25 years. It's going to remain on this channel. So whenever you feel discouraged or dismotivated, or if you don't feel like it, just watch this episode, man.
I will invite you on the we are going to launch a youth movement.
Yes.
Where we'll be focusing on the young people. We're focusing on purpose, gifts, talents, career.
Oh yes.
For focusing on identity, everything we spoke here, summarily here, that will be expanded. We'll be having workshops, we'll have youth camps, we'll have a lot of youth activities where we'll shape the life of young people. It seems like we've forgotten about them. So we are going to launch that movement soon. I'll send you the invitation.
You heard?
When we do the launching, you have to come there and do the live podcast.
Boom, 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 boom. We got the invitation. Man, thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the page, comment. Blessed. See you when we see you. If you don't see us, we don't see you. Shafiri. The best captured.